how serious a threat are these protests to the regime in Iran?
Good morning, Luna. Yeah, of course, this is a very critical situation for the regime. It's probably the most difficult and dangerous nationwide protest for the Iranian regime. Historically, probably the first nationwide protest started in 2009 with the Green Movement, which was about the election. In 2017 and 19, it was about the economic situation. In 2022, the Mahsa Amini movement, it was about the personal freedom, the hijab, and other religious extreme legislations. But this one is very critical because it's targeting the foundation of the regime. They are calling for regime change directly, straightforward. And it has become very fast and rapidly spreading everywhere in the country. And there are now reports of some kind of armed protest as well, which will take the country to more chaos.
The regime says that it's being fanned, it's being encouraged by the US and Israel. What is there in that?
Of course, there is some benefit for countries like Israel and US to see a regime change in Iran, and they are calling for it directly. It's not something like a hidden policy. It has been addressed directly by US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But at the same time, that does not mean that people are not unsatisfied. There are a nationwide insatisfaction from the current situation, and people want some radical change in the country, not just like a very slight reforms.
It's a very young population, isn't it, in Iran? Is the opposition united? Is it one force fighting against the regime or not?
No, unfortunately, and this is also thanks to the Islamic regime gross incompetence. They eliminated any kind of internal and rational opposition inside the country. So the opposition is divided, mostly are located outside of the country. There is no any unity, there is no any organization for them. Mostly we can just name two main oppositions. The Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, which has brand recognition thanks to the legacy of his family, and the people of Mujahideen Khalq, which is like a militia cult located in Albany, is recognized as a terrorist organization by many countries. And there is no any sign that both these two groups have any kind of social base inside the country. There are some chants for Reza Pahlavi, but just barely chants does not mean there is a social base and there is a preparation for a smooth replacement.
The regime shut down the internet, so no pictures could get out. Starlink satellites flew above, and they've apparently been knocked out. How much information, accurate information, is actually coming out of Iran, and how much disinformation is out there?
Yeah, we have a lot of disinformation. Many videos are made by AI or brought back from different incidents affiliated to the current situation. We have like a very large scales of these kind of campaigns by different people, but still we can grab some reliable information. Some of them are coming by people who have a Starlink in the country, and there are now some reports that there has been some kind of technical issue for Starlink as well. So this kind of information also is not really large scale. And there are some information coming from the regime state TV as well. They confirm that hundreds of people have been killed, although they are saying that some of them have been killed by the militant protesters and some of them by security forces. We still don't know the exact information. We need to wait for some more time to grab more information and have a better analysis of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, Ali Mamouri, some humanitarian organisations are putting the number of protesters, Iranian protesters, dead in the thousands. So, I mean, it's going to be days probably before we know the extent of that. What do you see happening?
I don't think this time is the time that the regime will collapse. It's the most critical time for the regime. But the regime still is functioning due to several factors. First of all, the regime has a large security forces. All of them are still loyal. There is no any sign of fraction or division. There are over 1 million staff members from IRGC, from the state military army, and from the police and other security forces. The government is functioning. They are still selling oil about 2 million barrels a day, while although there is a maximum pressure on them by US sanctions. The economy is suffering, but it still is functioning, is not at the verge of collapse. So I don't see that the regime will change in the near future, but in the long term, the regime is facing a critical moment and should change its behavior and make some kind of new arrangement to stop the accumulation of these protesters, which might get to some point of collapse.
Middle East analyst Ali Mamouri, thank you.
Thank you for having me.